let's talk about not running out of propane. I've got two methods. One's free. That's this one. That's what the original owner of this RV told me about, and this is how they said to do it. So if you have two tanks, you simply shut one of them off and let the other one run. Well, in this case, this one is on, this one is off. I have a diverter here that lets me switch between the tanks, but if it's pointing straight down, it draws from both. That seemed like the ideal way because it gives you access to all of it. But this technique, basically, you just let one of them run out, and you'll know when it runs out. You know you've got to go replace a tank. You flip this other tank back on, and now you have a replacement. So you just kind of keep cycling the tanks. That way's cool because it's free, and that'll keep you out of trouble. I've got a cat climbing up my leg. Get off, you punk. Come on. Okay, take two. Method one is great because it's free, but invariably it's going to leave you having to go outside when your furnace shuts off in the middle of the night. And one of those nights it's going to be cold and rainy. That's not going to be fun. What are you trying to do, buddy? Oh, where was I?
That it wouldn't be fun if it shut off in the night.
So we moved on to method two. Now let me show you that one. That one uses technology. It's not free, and it takes an installation to do. And I'll show you that installation in just a minute. But let me just give you a quick glimpse of what that looks like. Also, I need to point out that our camper has no propane monitoring system when it came from the factory. So you're basically just trying to guess on it. In the summertime, it's not that big of a deal, but when it gets cold in the wintertime, you're going to go through some propane. So come on inside real quick. All right, so right here is our Mopica or Mopeca. I don't know. There's a few different brands of this one. This one wasn't the most expensive, but had good ratings on Amazon. And so it's as simple, when it's all installed, it's as simple as a check. It takes a moment for that to talk to the tanks and see this tank is full. That's the tank I have shut down right now. And this tank's a little slow to respond, so it'll show up though. But I'm betting it's about half. There we go. It's a little slow. I have noticed that this one does seem to take a few moments to connect versus this one. It uses Bluetooth. So you can see they're both on here. But let me show you how that gets installed. This is a quick install video of the Mopica ProCheck sensor, tank halo, and tank check LED gauge display. We're going to install this in our fifth wheel Crossroads Reserve camper. The kit comes with these aluminum feet that you attach to your tank to raise up your tank so that you have enough room for the sensor. They're pretty easy to use. You just tap them on. For a few extra bucks, you can get these tank halos that are made for this kit. They do the same thing, but the installation is a little cleaner and a little simpler. Next, you take this sensor and you put a little bit of this dielectric grease on the bottom of it, right on the little sensor puck. This lets the bottom of the propane tank connect directly to that sensor. Those magnets will hold it on. Now you place the sensor right as close to the center of the bottom of the tank as you can get it. Takes a little bit of repositioning, but it's really easy with the magnets. The next part is the tank check LED gauge display. This will sit where the rest of our displays go in our camper. But we discovered a problem. This is too narrow for the tank to fit with the halo on it. So the halo's got to go, and we're going to go back to the aluminum feet. Now we head inside the camper. I'm going to use this nano tape or space tape. There's different brands of this stuff, but it all works pretty good. And I'm going to mount it to my wall. I'm not going to screw it in just yet, and I may not ever do it if this tape works. We're going to put it on the wall, and yes, I realize it was upside down. Get it right. I forgot to show the button presses that you need to do to sync these things up, but it literally is just pushing a button on each device to make them sync up to the left and the right side of this display. And there you go. The LED display gauge is useful, but not required. The kit comes with an app that you can access from your phone anywhere in the camper, anywhere within Bluetooth range of the devices. It's how you'll center the sensors and make sure they're where they need to be. It's how you'll tell the app what size tank you're using, and if you're using propane or butane. I don't know if anybody's using butane, but that's an option there. Lastly, we ran into one user problem with this thing, and support came through super quick and did a great job. Thank you guys. All right, let's check on the app what the current status is and make sure they compare to each other. Let's see. So this is saying 50% and 100%, right on the nose at 50%. That's saying 50% here. And this time this one's being a little slow. There we go. So it's matching exactly. We did run into an issue when we got this. Something, either a set of instructions were missing. We got this installed and it was working, except it was acting like it had, when it was half full, it was still saying full. And what had happened was we have the larger tanks, and it was set for the standard grill size tank. I don't know what the sizes are, but it was set for that size tank, and you have to use these buttons to control it. The app, you also have to tell it what size tanks you're using. I didn't realize that this didn't tell that. So you have to tell this separately by pushing and holding these buttons. It'll have instructions and tell you how to do that. It's pretty easy. All right, so what are your thoughts on the propane monitoring system we have now?
Well, it definitely gives peace of mind. Um, I deal with chronic pain, and cold is a big trigger for me. And so having the peace of mind that we're not going to just run out, it'll switch over.
And we did run out that one time.
Yeah.
And also, there's a couple things that I might add. There is a collar sleeve that you can order. I think it's about $6 that they make. And it goes over the device that's on the bottom of your tank and tapes it on there so that you can prevent it from sliding around. Because it will slide around and you can reposition it if it gets bumped really easily. But it also gets bumped really easily. Not an area that gets much movement, but if we're in a trailer, I don't know that a hard bump might not move it somewhere. So there's that, and I will probably upgrade, add that to our system. And yeah, I think it's been a great product and a very good upgrade to our camper, especially given that we went from no monitoring of it other than going and trying to tap it or feel where it was cold, to now we know exactly where we are with our propane and how long it's going to last. We can really start to do some math and say, you know what, it's 60 degrees out tonight. Or 50 degrees out tonight, and we used up 18% of our propane. And we can keep track of that kind of and really have a good understanding as we go forward how to manage our propane. One last thing, since we're going to be in a fixed position in our camper for a bit, we'll be getting a 100-pound tank. You can put on horizontal tanks, vertical tanks, all different sizes. So they have a lot of versatility with these gauges, and pretty cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.